Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, yeah. Good morning. Ooh. It's a new day.
Today's a new day.
Good morning, my friends. Today is indeed a good day. I can love you and be your friend, even if we think differently, believe differently, act differently, look different, or come from different places in life. You are welcome here. With that in mind, let's get our day started together. Well, it is a wonderful Wednesday morning, and this morning I hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day yesterday. Whether you have that person beside you in your life, or whether that is still out ahead of you, I hope that yesterday was an encouragement and was about love, not about disappointment. So today is a new day. Today we're heading into the middle of the week, and let's see what we have to chew on this morning. So what I do in the mornings is I try and slow down, and I try to consider some precepts, some core values that that I have found are valuable to me, that are like treasure to my life and the life around me. And this morning's core value, this morning's precept, is honesty. Now, I think that definitions and understanding of words is important. If I say a word, you may have a different life experience than I do, or you may have a different perspective on it. So, it's important to me to drill down to the precise and the pure of a precept, and that's what I try and do. And by doing that, I try and consider that, chew on it during the day, and hopefully live it. Honesty is not just about a refusal to participate in anything wrong, right? It's not just about refusing to lie, steal, or deceive. It is about knowing and speaking and living the truth. Now, I say the because honesty is, we'll see as we dive into this, it's not about a bunch of relative truths or relative opinions or positions or perspectives. It is about a substantive, I believe that's the right word. Sorry, I'm just a country boy. But a specific, that there is a truth. My opinions, my feelings, my positions, those will change throughout my life, day to day, right? But there is a truth. There is a truth that, that the wavelength of a certain red light is this wavelength, and that is what it is in science, right? You can measure that. That's a truth. So if I were to say, this over here is, I want to say that purple is red. Well, that's confusion. That's not truth. So, speaking and living the truth. If I'm deceived, I may feel that I am speaking my truth, but I may be deceiving others by sharing the wrong thing. So the knowing part is important. We have to know the truth so that we can speak it and live it. And honesty is an uprightness of your character and action. It speaks to integrity. When it would be easier to lie or deceive, will we choose honesty? So there's an uprightness, there's a character, there's an integrity underneath honesty, because honesty is not always easy. Now, there's two legs of honesty. One is being true to ourselves, being honest with ourselves. Another is being honest with others. Being honest with ourselves is saying that there is something greater than our own desires and feelings and opinions. Those change. Those are not a firm foundation that stays and remains, right? However, the truth does remain and stay. Our desires, our feelings, our opinions, they can change. They can differ from person to person. But there is a foundational truth that we all, as a community, as a society, as a world, as an experience of living in this world, there is a common truth about this existence. Sorry, I messed my slide up there. So, honesty is about what we say or do that is good, true, and beautiful. It's aligning. That's supposed to be aligning, right? There is something that is good. There is something that is true. And there is something that is beautiful. And when I say beautiful, I don't mean just a physical attraction. I mean, there's a beautiful. We see someone do something that is helping someone in need to not benefit themselves. That is beautiful, right? I'm talking about that kind of beautiful. Being true to our own core values and beliefs, right? That's honesty with ourselves. We may be being true to our true core values and beliefs, and find out that our true core values and beliefs need to be corrected. So that works both ways. If our purpose and our vision and our direction are out of alignment with what is good and true and beautiful, then we may be being honest to our core values, but those may not be the core values we need to have. Being honest with ourselves, examining our lives and asking ourselves, being self-aware enough to say, how did I live today? How did I just treat that person? How did I show love to those that I say that I love? And deciding then, do I need an adjustment to what I truly believe in my core? Or do I just need to turn back to what I believe? I just made a mistake, right? That's being true to ourselves, not just accepting that everything that we do is justified by our own desires, feelings, or opinions. Being true with others. Now, this is a key point that I want to make about honesty. Truth isn't always what somebody else wants to hear at that moment. But being truthful is not about being harsh or demanding or condemning of someone else's, whether it's their core beliefs or values, whether it's their behavior, their speech, whatever. Truth is not about being harsh. It's not about condemning people or demanding from people. Truth is about being helpful. We provide truth to be helpful. If we see that someone needs truth about something so that they can grow and change and mature, we should bring that to them in a loving, caring, compassionate way, in a forgiving and kind way. Or we may just need to not say it. We may just need to be quiet. Sometimes honesty is not speaking. I paused because I need to hear that. Now, truth and honesty, whether we are being honest, is going to either build or tear down trust. Whether we are living in a truthful, honest way is either going to build up or tear down trust. So that's a component of honesty that we need to recognize. What is being built by how I am living, what I am saying, and what I am doing? Am I building trust? Am I building trust in the right direction? Am I building trust that people can trust me to be XYZ? If my behavior teaches them that I will always be XYZ, and then I look at that XYZ and that doesn't line up with who I want to be and who I should be, or what I believe should be my core values, I need to do some self-examination. I may need to slow down each morning and look at these things and ask, what is that source at my core that's really driving me? And do I need correction? Finally, honesty is about acknowledging that there is a right and there is a wrong. It isn't about being smart enough to trick ourselves into justifying doing wrong and calling it right. This is probably one of the most key components of honesty that we have to be honest with ourselves about. If you're a smart person, I've gone into the jails. I've worked with the criminal mindset. I've lived in that world. And I can tell you that most people will tell you, I'm not a bad person. Right? They'll tell you, well, I did this because, and they have a checklist of things that they have put in their mind that allowed them to do something to justify to themselves to do something that was clearly wrong, that was not good and true and beautiful. And at the moment, they called that to themselves right. So relativism is not just a slippery slope. It is a leap into the fire. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with those around us. Without it, chaos and pain and oppression and wrongdoing to each other and hurt becomes the master of the day. So that is what I had to share this morning. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Let me flip this here because I just lost that video feed. Some of this every time reveals to me something that I haven't quite gotten perfect and pure. Right? But this exercise of slowing down is not to self-loathe. It's not to beat myself up about yesterday. But it is to be honest with myself about where I am, about what I do believe in my core. Asking myself, do I believe what I say I believe? Then how am I walking? How am I talking? How am I living? How am I thinking? If I say to you that I'm thinking and living a certain way, but behind closed doors and when no one's looking, that is not being honest, right? So this slowing down helps me to identify, is this valuable to me? I know that honesty in this way, with this definition that I've laid out, is a treasure and a value. and I want to see it played out in my life. In those times where I'm falling short and I am not getting it right, this allows me to self-examine and then say, is there something wrong at my core? And for me, I don't just count on myself to turn myself into another person. If I find at my core that the way that I'm living, the way that I'm thinking, the way I am behaving and acting is not honest, and I have tried to change that on my own, maybe I need help, right? Maybe I need help from others. Maybe I need help from something greater. Maybe I need help from all kinds of directions that we can get help. But we're honest with ourselves first to admit that we have a need. That's what this is for. Well, friends, I hope you have a wonderful day today, whether you're headed to work or whatever you're headed into. And if you have any questions, if you want to go deeper in any of this stuff, if you want to talk about it, just reach out. I love you and hope to see you again soon. Take care.